Dreamscape presents Witch of the Federation by Michael Anderle, narrated by Jesse Vilinsky. Chapter 1. Stephanie never understood why they painted cinder block interior walls. It always left small, concave bubbles over the surface. Maybe it was for a textured effect. Anything to make the decades-old school hallway look a little more presentable on a day like that. She ran her finger over the slick, shiny white paint, a second before someone rammed into her shoulder from behind and knocked her to the side. She looked up in irritation as two guys from the other class raced down the hall, chasing each other. The teacher came out of the classroom, clapped her hands, and yelled at them, "Walk, or I'll send you right back to detention! Trust me, if that one was too exciting, I can load a very rousing small white room with no windows into your headsets." A kid behind her sighed. Stephanie glanced back and winced at his wild red hair and braces that almost seemed intrusive. She turned away and shoved her hands in the front pockets of her jeans as she tapped her vintage Converse up and down. Patience was something she was more familiar with than most kids, but on that particular day, she struggled to keep it together. It was testing day. The day every kid had the opportunity to climb inside one of the full immersion pods brought in by the government and give it their best shot for a higher education worth having. They all thought about it, but most of those students considered never made it. Unless, of course, money was no object. Then you were sent ahead to a bright and exciting future. The rest scrambled their way through the mediocre choices left for college, so they could drown in debt as they stumbled through their mediocre life. Stephanie was sure there was more to it than that. More than simply settling. But then again, what did she really know? She was a teenager. Mrs. Abbott, the teacher, stepped out of the classroom and smiled as she tugged nonchalantly on the bottom of her blue button-up blouse in an effort to get the high lace collar off her chin. "All right, single file into the room, all the way down and around the rows. Stop in front of your pod and you may begin reading your instruction manual." The students whispered excitedly,
"Sample complete. Ready to continue?"